Hello, my name is Joshua Owens. Uh, I'm a P1 student. I feel a little under the weather. I caught something about 2 days ago. It's not doing me so well, so we're gonna try to. I'm sorry, I'm looking here because that's where my face is at. But we will try to get through these questions without me passing out because of medicine. Uh, I take an IPA. So what I mean by what I believe blessed be, interprofessional education means to me is somebody who actually takes care of not only themselves to better themselves, to for their patients, but also somebody who takes time to not only just be like a robot. Because like I could be a robot and go, well, you should take this to this because this is the ultimate. That doesn't help because you have to be somewhat personal with it. You have to be somewhat. Not only do you have to be knowledgeable with what you know, but you have to be knowledgeable in how to interact with the patient or people in general. Because and it's also helpful to develop in the sense that these aren't just patients. I like and hate that word because yes, they are your patients, but they're also people. People sometimes do it too clinically, and they'll go, they're just patients when they're people as well. Foundation. The reason why I think this is so IPE is such important is because it is the foundation. If you don't set correctly what the foundation of a pharmacist is, then everything else is useless. You can teach somebody, everything they need to know, but if they don't know how to interact with the world, if they don't know how to interact with the people they're trying to sell to or the people they're trying to help, then it's useless. If I'm the greatest lawyer ever and I know every legal thing in the multiverse, whatever, have you, but if I can't convey, why I'm right and why you should listen to me, then it's useless. Everything I'm doing is useless. What do I hope to learn? Honestly, I'm trying to I want to better interact with people because I think I'm an okay speaker, but at the same time, I'm not the best. I'm really not, especially when it comes to multiple people. I'm decent with the one on one, but when it comes to multiple people, I start to freeze up. I start becoming more.
From Den Echo. Brandon,
No,
you
it's
can
not me.
hear.
I started to become more introvert, which is not good, especially because I'm going to be the front face of what I hope to be doing, which is CVS or anything like that, because I would like to help my community out more, especially out here, because the nearest hospital is 30 minutes away. It's much easier just to go to a pharmacist. I expect to be better at reading body language and use the correct terminology, or that's a social cue. I want to use the correct social norms and the correct social words in any scenario. Because my biggest problem is that a lot of my uh, own words tend to be stuff that I gain from my friends and family, which is, especially friends, is not the best when it comes to uh, the public. So I would love to learn how to speak properly to the public. Look at your head. How do you think participating help you when you graduate? Well, first off, like I said earlier, when I graduate, I will be. This will be my foundation to how I should treat both the public and my own coworkers, or those who also, sorry, my own coworkers, or even the patients around me, so that I give the proper give the proper responses or give the proper information without coming across as somebody who is like casual. Because it's fine to be casual sometimes, especially when you're trying to get a more personal interaction with the patient or with people in general. But there's a time and place for that. And most of the time, you want to be perceived as a professional because they come to you with the understanding that you are probably the best, have the best knowledge on what they need to be helped with. Plus, you're relatively easier to get to, and 9 times out of 10, the cheaper option than going to a doctor, which in America is a really big deal. Like I said, I hope to become a pharmacist who helps my community. I genuinely, and the reason I feel this way is because in Holly Springs we only have really like two pharmacists, and one of them is CVS, and the other one is a local one, and that's where everyone gets their pills, and that's where everyone gets anything. But it seems like CVS is closing, so uh, access to health and especially cheaper health care is starting to dwindle up in Holly Springs. And a lot of people are having to go to Collierville or even to Oxford to get certain things filled out for them. Because either the insurance doesn't cover Holly Springs anymore, especially the one in right there on the square. Uh, Mostly because it's that one on the square. It's just the old man and his daughter that's left there that I can remember at the top of my head. That's who I talked to. Um, so, you know, what am I nervous about? Oh, I I'm terribly nervous about how to become show myself off as a professional. And what I mean by that is I'm a very casual guy, and I try to come off as a more low or down to earth person because I feel like I'm an intimidating person as it is, especially because of my height and the way that I just present myself. I'm not a small guy and I'm not a very tiny guy, so I feel like I come off, especially when I'm standing up, as a very intimidating person. So that's why I try to come off as a more laid back person because I do feel like, and I have experience with people coming on to me hostile because the way that I present myself. So one, I would love, I'm nervous that my body language is gonna be my biggest limiting factor. And you know what? I hope to learn how to like correct myself because that is a problem. If I'm, no matter how much intelligence or helpfulness I can provide, if I don't seem like an approachable person, then it's useless. Uh, I'm a pretty open-minded guy in the most sense. I will take most information, and I will. And what I mean by that is, I will take information, and I usually will digest it in two ways. Either one, I will use it and reflect on it in the sense of my own experiences and see, oh, okay, I can see where this is coming from. Or the other way is I will try something new, even though I don't necessarily think that it's my cup of tea or that I believe in it too much. I will at least try it to gather what worked and what didn't work. That's how I got out of my little bubble of just eating. When I was a kid, I only ate hot dogs because I thought everything else was gross until I tried other things and I realized, well, there's actually better things out there than just hot dogs. So I mean, I hope to gain a lot of information from IPE. Uh, I, here's another problem I'm having is it says look to the camera, but because I'm such a narcissist, I like looking at my face. Um, I'm just staring at my face the whole time and not at the camera, which is, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that I'm sick a little bit, but I've been sick for the last 3 days. And I thought it was COVID, but it's not. It's not. And I think I got like some type of flu because all I have is a headache, sniffles, sore throat, and a sneeze or cough once in a while. Um, oh, and okay, this is completely tangent. I would love to understand how pharmacists, when they get sick, because when they get sick, they get sick. We're all human here. How do you still provide care for? I know no one's probably going to watch this, but if somebody does, how do you provide care when you are sick? Because we're all human, things happen, but just because something happens to me doesn't mean something else isn't happening to somebody else, and they could use me as a tool. And if I'm not there, you know, I could save a life or not, but if I'm not there, I've inadvertently killed somebody or harmed somebody. So how would I better? Would it just because like I have somebody else secondhand that can help out, like an intern or a second pharmacist? Anyways, thank you y'all for listening and taking the time to listen to myself. Have a blessed day.